Hey, it's 12 noon on Wednesday, which means it's time for this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. I'm John Christman, and this show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday helping you understand the technical side of the real estate industry. And what we're talking about today is really something that we're specialists in, and that's real estate education. Now, a lot of you guys might have taken a classroom course with us, but I'm sure probably even more of you guys have taken an online course with us. And we have a really great online course platform. But as much as this can be a great platform, you also have to use it in the best way possible. And that's what we're talking about today, how to really use our online course platform to get the most out of it so you're set up to pass your exams on the first time around. And you're doing this over the period of maybe a month or maybe even a couple of weeks. I mean, if you really buckle down on this, you could complete this whole entire course in probably less than a week. It's estimated to take about 63 hours to get through it. But we do give you a year to go through this entire course here. Trick is you don't want to wait for a year. I'm sure most of you guys that maybe don't have a license right now, you're maybe watching this thinking about getting a real estate license, and you're probably not thinking that you want to take a year to get your real estate license, especially when you could come take like a 1 week long class with us here in person to get your license. So that's what we're talking about today, the best practices that we've seen students use, that we've recommended over the past, what we've been doing this for like 12 years now. So stick with us. I got a great show for you today. I'm John Chrismo. You're watching Ask the Instructor.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hey, John Chrismo here from the Tampa School of Real Estate. It's Wednesday, it's 12 noon, which means it's time for our weekly live stream, Ask the Instructor. And this is one of the things that we started, years back now, to really kind of give our students another opportunity to learn, to take away information in a different way. And so let's talk about online courses. So that's what we're focused on today, the best way to get your real estate license online, how to really take full advantage of this online course system that we have, this revolutionary online course system as we call it. So what you typically see for the typical, especially, you might compare to a lot of real estate schools out there that have an online course. And I use that term course loosely, because a lot of these courses that you see, and you should not take a course online without seeing some sort of demo, seeing how the system works, seeing how it is that you'll be learning. Because the majority of online courses that are out there, they're text-based courses that are almost like a textbook. And look, even if you're a great reader, reading something, you're going to see what we're going to be talking about in a minute here, it's very one-sided, where you might read it, but you're not quite sure if you understand it. Now, what typically happens, so for the pre-licensing course, to get your sales associate license, there's 19 topics, 19 units that are defined by the Florida Real Estate Commission on the Florida Real Estate Commission syllabus. And if they're following that Florida Real Estate Commission syllabus, which they should be, you should see these 19 units. Now, the issue is, and we see this with textbook publishers, we see this with, again, a lot of these online courses that are out there, that you go through an entire unit, and then you have like a 10, 15, 20 question quiz at the end. And if you pass it, great, you figured out what the answers were to that quiz and you move on. But if not, then you got to go try again. And what happens a lot of times we see with these courses that aren't engaging, that aren't exciting, that aren't drawing in your attention, because it's already, so the pre-licensing course, it's a lot of focus on what you need to know for the exam, which is not always the most exciting stuff. There's a lot of chapters that are just based on knowing the laws, so you know how to practice real estate legally. And those aren't the most exciting topics to learn about, especially when you're just having to read dry text, especially if they're using legalese to word this. So, this whole concept of just kind of like reading a textbook and then answering questions at the end. I mean, you could do that with a textbook, except for now you're paying significantly more than just what a textbook costs, because that's what you need to do to get the credit to take the exam. But then are you really learning and taking away the information that you need to be able to pass those exams? So that's the typical course that you see out there. And like I said, don't register for any courses without seeing how that system works and the way it works, because when you've got great big long pages upon pages upon pages of text, now reading is important. Reading is good. Reading is good for learning, but not in the method where you're just reading a great big long segment and then taking a quiz at the end. This is 2019. That shouldn't be the way online education is done. And so what you're seeing a lot more of now are videos. Now, a video like this that, we'll have about a half hour that we're talking today on a topic. And, imagine if you're sitting right here in this room right in front of me. Is it the same as when you're watching me on this screen right now? It's not. There's a huge disconnect from somebody in person that you could interact with versus somebody through a screen that you can't touch, that you can't feel, that you can't sense. Without the three-dimensional aspect of just a flat image that just happens to be moving with some sound on it. And so what happens with a lot of these courses where it's just a completely video-based course where it's basically that same concept of going through those 19 units in big, long segments and taking a quiz at the end, except for now, you don't have to read the information, which this seems easier to do, but look, here's the problem with this, is you'll zone out. Again, you get into those dense chapters in law, and some of those chapters on law make up large portions of the exam and are very important for the exam, but just somebody there that doesn't seem too enthusiastic about teaching it first off, and then on top of that you throw it that they're coming through a TV screen, through a computer monitor, through a phone screen to disseminate that information. So I teach real estate classes still in person, live in-person classes. And I'm not knocking the live in-person classes at all. They're great because when I see somebody that I could take feedback right there, and I'll notice. I'll survey the room constantly when I'm delivering a class, when I'm lecturing on something, and it's usually not just me lecturing about things. I try to draw in the class as much as I can, not just in their attention, but making them involved in this whole lesson, to making the probing, to finding out, okay, do they remember that thing we talked about yesterday? And when I see people, I could read people's and see their eyes glazing over, and they're like, oh God. I'm like, okay, we need a break. Let's take a break real quick, and then we'll get back in it. Or maybe let's change gears a little bit, because this obviously isn't getting to you. It's not connecting. And unless you're a real estate instructor or some sort of presenter or instructor, you don't know that even exists. You don't know that person that's up there on the stage talking to you, delivering you this information, is constantly scanning and reading the room to gauge your reaction, or at least a good instructor is. And based on your reaction, that changes how this course is delivered. Now, when this is already a pre-recorded lecture of somebody just standing there talking, and look, there's a disconnect with it right now. I can't tell. I mean, yeah, there's on Facebook the little like buttons and the little happy face and angry face and that type of stuff, and that's technology moving along, but especially when this is pre-recorded, we're not taking that into account for each time this is being delivered. So that video-based, long format video-based of just droning on about whatever, you're going to zone out. You're going to get spaced out. I know, because I train myself every day on various topics, and I've done courses where it's these longer videos, and I've got to make an effort to stay focused. And this is when I'm learning about exciting stuff, about sales topics, about marketing topics. And if it goes longer than 5 minutes, I'm like, wow, is this video still going? There was one yesterday I was watching. It was a 45-minute video. I'm like, what could they possibly have to say in 45 minutes that they can't just say in 5 or 10? And so that format isn't really great either. And so, look, to come clean with you guys, up until about 2016, October 2016, we used a course that I won't mention the name of it, but it's one that a lot of schools use that's made by a large name publisher of a textbook, and the course is basically a textbook that you're reading online. And we use that. And you got the job done. You had to really try and work hard to get through that, because it really was a requirement on you. And we know a lot of you guys out there were just clicking through things, just trying to get through it, and that's what a lot of people still do today. They're just clicking through it as fast as possible just so you get through the course, and then, trying to figure out and use that exam strategy on the exam. And so we don't want that to happen. We don't want you to bore you to death. We don't want you to not find this information exciting, even when it isn't the most exciting information. And so our system that we use for our training, it breaks things down, not into great big long sections, not into great big long paragraphs, not into great big long text, but short, easy to read units. And not just those 19 units. It takes those 19 units and chops them up in little tiny pieces. So you're able to go in there and you're reading maybe 1-2 sentences tops, maybe like 3 or 4 on a single page if they're trying to give you some sort of scenario. So you've got little 1 or 2 sentence pages there with little bite-sized pieces of information. And you're just taking this in one bite at a time. You get a whole page of text that's like this long with like 5 paragraphs on it. Somebody's like force-feeding this information down your throat, and you don't even have a chance to recuperate yourself after you just took in a potentially important topic. And it makes a lot of these important topics get lost in this translation here. So this shorter format, it breaks it down, and then what it does, it's very interactive. You do this little bit right here, and okay, let's do a little matching exercise. Let's do a sample exam question. Here's some PDFs that have like nice little cheat sheets, nice little breakdowns of what's important and what needs to be known. So that's the interactive type of system. Interactivity is the key. Interactivity is the future of training, and not just interactivity, but video-based interactive training. This is all of our courses we're developing going forward are going to be on the video-based interactive training format, where it takes that interaction that you normally would only get in a classroom and now brings it into the online environment. And so now you're able to go through this, and then as you learn a topic and then immediately get a knowledge check on that topic, you find out right then and there whether you know that topic or not, whether you got it or whether you got to, figure this out a little bit more, maybe dig a little bit deeper into it. And this is periodically going on as you move through the course, and there's some short videos in there for some of the more complex topics. There's those PDFs. You get to the end, and there's a whole set of study tools, of flashcards, of all those PDFs lined up again. There's a practice exam in there that you're able to take multiple times. You could retake that practice exam again and again and again and again and again and again and again, and it's going to keep shuffling out different questions for you there. So not only does this help you prepare for the end of course exam, but also helping you prepare for that state exam as well. And with that access for 1 year, again, you don't want to take a year to go through this course. You want to try to condense this down as quickly as possible. And the more it is you can condense this down, the faster it is that you're going to get it done. And what happens when you get this done faster is that you forget less information from the beginning. Now, we do still give you access for a year on this because when you finish this course, you still retain access to all that course material. So until you go in and take your state exam, which you should do pretty close to right after being done, so you could go right in there and take it before you forget all this information you just learned. But if you need to go back and study any of that stuff, even after you finish the course, it's there as a resource for you. We're going to talk about how to kind of lay out a plan to schedule out this course, because it is on-demand and self-paced, so you get to choose the schedule. You get to pick when it is that you go in there. And we're going to talk about the best way to do that, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick with us. I'm John Chrismo. You're watching Ask the Instructor.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
And welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. I'm John Chrisman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Time for Ask the Instructor. On Fridays, we're here 12 noon as well for State of Real Estate. And what I want to talk about now is how to lay out a plan to complete these online courses. So when you're dealing with an on-demand and self-paced online course, You've essentially got, again, it's estimated to take about 63 hours to get through that. So 63 hours it takes you to get through that. Which, the question is now, how quickly do you want to get through that? And even though it's estimated to take 63 hours, our course, it's not timed. It's as you get through that material. You know, some courses you have to log a certain amount of hours in there, even if you've already kind of mastered something. Our course, as long as you get through the content, you're able to move on. You're able to take that exam regardless of how many hours that you've actually logged in the course. So let's say you want to try to do this in 7 days. Let's say it is going to take you that 63 hours. It is going to take you that 63 hours here. We'll go off of that estimation. Again, maybe do this quicker. Maybe it takes a little bit longer. So you want to do this in 1 week? It's 9 hours a day. 9 hours a day for 7 days will be 63 hours. Now, 9 hours a day, that is a lot, and that is intense. That's you going, full-time, nonstop, trying to complete this course. It absolutely can be done. But with that, you're dropping basically everything to spend 9 hours a day going through that course to get through it in a week. And that's kind of, with the way our 1 week class works when you do that here in person. That, this is first thing in the morning till late in the afternoon that you're just there learning real estate. And so that same thing can be done online, but again, that is a lot to take in. So let's say we're going to cut that in half. Let's say we're going to take 14 days. Well, at 14 days, that's going to be probably about 4.5 hours a day, which is definitely more manageable. But we could cut that down again to about a month. We'll say 28 days here. So 28 days, we cut this in half again. That brings us down now to 2.25 hours a day. And that's a pretty good point to be at, but we could cut this down one more time. And let's say that we're doing this now across 56 days, basically about 2 months. And now I wouldn't recommend doing this at any slower of a pace. You can, but even at the 56-day mark, because the benefit of cramming this in as quickly as you can is you're really not going to forget any of that stuff from the beginning. You might, maybe a little bit, but for the most part, that's going to seem really fresh. Spread that across 2 weeks, it's still pretty fresh. 4 weeks, yeah, it's still pretty fresh. It's all within the past month, and that's still pretty good. 2 months, that's still pretty good. And again, you could do this all the way across 1 year. But when you do commit to actually doing this, try to do it in no more than 2 months. Because again, that'll keep as much information fresh as possible. And this is just a little bit over 1 hour a day if you're doing this for 56 days. We could say 63 days and say an hour a day. And again, maybe you get through this material faster than the estimated 63 hours. Maybe you're only spending an hour a day and it takes you like 45 days to get through it. That could happen as well. But part of this, because this could seem daunting that, okay, wow, yeah, well, I do want to get it done quick, but I can't commit 9 hours a day to this. And, that's maybe not what that you want to hear. And you could maybe get this done, maybe get it done doing only 8 hours a day. 8 hours across 7 days, that should be, 56 hours. Maybe you do it with just 7 hours. Maybe. That's now down to 49 hours that you're doing it. Because, again, you can get through this faster than 63 hours. Especially if maybe you have some knowledge about real estate already in Florida. Sometimes that could conflict more than it actually helps. But again, we're just using that estimation of 63 hours, and that's a good number to start off with. It might even take a little bit longer if maybe, again, you're not 100% focused as you're doing these units, or maybe some distraction pops up or whatever it may be. Because when you're doing this, ideally you want to have no distractions, have your phone off, just focus solely on learning this material. And look, this 28-day format, this doesn't have to be 2.25 hours straight. I wouldn't recommend that. I would say maybe try to do an hour in the morning and an hour at night. An hour in the afternoon, an hour at night. Split it up like that, because the spaced repetition, having this habit of doing this, logging into this platform every day and working on this course and doing that multiple times a day, you're going to make more progress than you even realize. And you might be gung-ho about it when you first sign up and want to go knock out 4, 5, 6 hours. That's good, but tell yourself that you're probably going to feel overwhelmed after going through those first few hours of the course, because it is a lot of information to take in, especially when you're doing as that first chunk of this, a great big 4, 5, 6, 7 hour time block of this. But stay with it, stick with it. That next day, even if you're only going to do an hour or two, that's fine because you just did a ton of hours yesterday. So just know that these basic levels of, okay, I've got to spend this many hours a day, this many hours a day, this many hours a day, or this many hours a day based on how many days I want it to take me as an estimation. And what this does, this helps you with a very essential topic that you're going to need to know once you have your own real estate business, and that's business planning. That's planning out what it's going to take to get what you need to get done. That's what we're doing here. We're taking what you need to get done, which is those 63 hours, or estimated to be 63 hours. Again, you might get through it a little bit quicker. Maybe it takes you a little bit longer. But we're estimating it to take about 63 hours to get through the course. So maybe you do that in a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 8 weeks. And that's about how much time we're recommending that you spend a day in this here. Now, you might miss a day. Maybe something happens. Maybe it's your birthday. Maybe you're going on a trip or something like that. That's cool. Pick it back up as soon as you can. Pick it back up. Maybe do a little bit of makeup so you keep yourself on pace. Hold yourself accountable. This is a really good lesson in being able to hold yourself accountable. Because we give you a year for this course, and then giving you a year is almost like a test. Like, all right, well, you're going to do it in faster than a year? Or, look, and I'm the first one to tell you I'm a big procrastinator myself. And I have to challenge myself every day not to procrastinate about things. It gets easier the less I do it. But one little bit of backsliding, and all of a sudden that procrastination starts to start building up again. So I get it. I completely understand. I don't know if that'll ever change about me. Maybe someday it will. Maybe I was just born that way. Maybe I'm just lazy. Who knows what it is? I'm sure a lot of you guys out there that are procrastinators as well, you can relate to that. That, things happen. Things come up. And a lot of times it's just that there's so many important things that we're trying to do and trying to handle, and we're now trying to tack on this on top of that. It absolutely can be done. And that's why we do these live streams every week. The Ask the Instructor on Wednesdays, this is where you could come in. And if you've got questions about something you saw in the course, send that in to us. Email that in to us, send it in the chat, and we'll dive deeper into those topics on this Ask the Instructor show. And we also have on Fridays, because we know you're not getting in real estate just to learn the laws and how to practice real estate legally, but you want to make money in real estate. And that's where we've got our Friday show of State of Real Estate. That's all about how to grow a successful real estate business. And we do that every week religiously. We're here twice a week, and we post videos every single day about just little tips and tidbits that you want to know about real estate. So we've got the content out there. This is the content you need to focus on and go through, because this is not only what's going to teach you the important stuff for your exam, but also get you that completion that you need to be able to take your state exam and get your real estate license. Everything you need to learn is in that course. And we try as much as possible to emphasize those most important topics in that course. When you start seeing things repeated, maybe you're seeing something pop up in multiple chapters, that's because it's an important topic. So you'll see some of that stuff repeated again. And then you'll see some stuff it talks about briefly, but that's it. It just mentions it once, and that's basically it. Maybe that's something that's on your exam. Again, anything could be fair game for your exam for this year, but the most important topics are the ones that you're going to see emphasized the most in that online course. And this is accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from phones, from tablets, from your computer, from anywhere it is that you want to log on and work in this course. You don't have anything to download. You just log on, nice and simple. You just need an internet connection. You log on, again, phone, tablet, computer, whatever the case may be. It takes you right back into where it is that you left off, and you can resume your course and resume working through that and completing that requirement, learning the information you need to know for the exam. And then when it comes to actually time to studying, again, you get to the end of this, and there's a whole set of flashcards in there that goes through all kinds of important topics and terms. You've got all those little PDFs that are laid out throughout the course, all kind of centralized in there. One of the big questions we get about the online course as well is, do I need a textbook for that? No, you don't. You don't need a textbook for the online course. Everything is all built in, and you don't need anything else. Now, we do have a textbook available. We have a textbook available that you could purchase if you want something on paper to maybe make a note in or anything like that. So maybe you want that textbook. Or if you're looking for other tools that'll kind of help supplement this as well, we've got our Pass First Try strategies. One of the biggest things I'd recommend with this Pass First with your online course is our Study Essentials package. And our Study Essentials package, it includes right now our MP3 audio review, which is a 5-hour condensed review. So when you're not spending time actively working on this course, you could pop in your headphones and listen to the units it is that you've already done and go through that. And maybe you've got a unit coming up that you're going to do, and maybe you're just going to listen to that unit before you go in there and do that unit. So now things seem a little bit easier and they make a little bit more sense as you go through. So that MP3 audio review is a really great supplement to that. And then also our question simulator is also currently part of that Study Essentials package. And the question simulator, what's really great about this is it's not a FREC approved course. It's a tool that's designed to be the best tool, the most effective tool at preparing you for your real estate exams. And the way this is set up is where you get a question, and then right away after you pick an answer, you get an explanation as to why that answer was right or why that answer was wrong. And so you're able to challenge that key point that you misunderstood, and that's why you got that question wrong, that you're seeing in that explanation. The explanations in that question simulator are more important than the actual questions themselves, because that's what you ultimately want to study and remember, the explanation, not the question. That's all part of our Pass First Try strategy. You can go to passfirsttry.com for more information on that. If you want to add that package to your course, call our office. The phone number is 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. We've also been working on another course as well recently called Secrets of the Real Estate Exam, and this is all about exam strategy, about how to use exam strategy to help get a few extra points, to go into the exam being less anxious, to being more confident, to being able to do a couple little tricks that'll help you put you in the right environment to answer those questions correctly. The test strategy isn't the one thing alone. That's probably the least important out of everything. What's most important is that you know the content from the course, but that test strategy can absolutely help elevate that. And that right now we've got it available for pre-order. It's also part of that Study Essentials package. If you pre-order it now, you get access currently about half of the course, and probably within the next week or so, you should be able to access the remaining half of that as soon as we have the last little bits of that finished up. But yeah, that's our Pass First Try strategy. And you know, we came up with this because we didn't want to just send you out there and say, all right, well, here's the course, good luck to you, and we'll come see you for post-licensing. It's the way a lot of schools handle it. That, you know, here's your course, you know, we'll send you a completion certificate when you're done, and then once you pass your exam, come see us for post-licensing. We'll knock out that requirement for you as well. It'll get the job done, but I'm sure you want more than that. I'm sure you desire more. You're not just getting this real estate license to pass an exam. You're not just taking the course to pass the exam. You're passing this course to get the license, and you're not just doing it to get the license, but also to start a new career, to start a business, to supplement your income, to replace your income, to really change your life and build your real estate empire. These greater things that you're ultimately trying to achieve, we know that's what you're trying to do. And we want to get you through this process as quickly as possible. The more times you have to take that exam because you weren't prepared to take that exam, the more it delays getting to that finish line of whatever it is that you're ultimately getting your real estate license to do. So I'm sure you don't want that. We don't want that either. We want you to be successful. We want you to be a success story. We want you to refer all your friends and family to Tampa School of Real Estate. That's what we are here for. We're here to support you for the life of your real estate career. You'll need courses from us for the life of your real estate career, to renew your license every 2 years. You got to come see us, and we want you to keep come seeing us. But we know we got to make you successful to do that. And so that's why we do as much as we do here, to help you build that successful real estate business. Check out our other videos at our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, tampaschool.com/success. That's got all these videos. Ask the Instructor, State of Real Estate, you name it. You could find that in there. Lots of great information to help you build that successful real estate career, to maybe go over some of those math questions that you might be struggling with or anything like that. Absolutely check it out, tampaschool.com/success. If you're ready to get started in one of these courses, or maybe you have some questions first, maybe you want to take a classroom course with us, you know, the good old-fashioned classroom course, we take that classroom course to a whole nother level as well. It's 2019. Again, we're not teaching like it's 1980. Give us a call. The phone number is 813-333-2676. Again, 813-333-2676. That's about all the time we've got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you on Friday. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.